Thank you, Mrs. Bowens. I'm Brett Smith, and I'm lucky enough to be able to teach music in this building, and that is truly a lucky position to be in. I get to see students from 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade and to see the development over quite a span of time, and it's neat to be a part of their creative education. Thank you so much for playing the violin for us, Benita Gamechu. Both the violin and the bass are not plugged in. They have a big sound that fills up this room, and we're lucky to have the foundation of the bass played so well by Steve Goranson. There's direct communication, and there's the nonverbal communication that is so helpful to me when I look over at the piano and get a knowing nod or a wink or, "What are you doing, Mr. Smith?" And it's my wife who is so helpful in keeping us all glued together musically. Thank you so much, Jody McCormick. Well, let's welcome our 4th graders. By you, raise a hand, please. There's an open seat over here. Folks that are standing, find these hands. Keep a hand up until somebody comes and sits next to you. Chairs over here. Come on around, folks. You can come around through the back door if you'd like, because it'll be a 45-minute program. So help yourself to those seats.
Welcome to our 4th grade program. Today we will share many songs we have worked on and learned throughout the year on our recorders.
We will focus on our national music standards, including improvisation and composition, and how these and other skills we learn will help us as we work to have balance in our learning.
Our social studies standards include mapping, so we will be exploring music from Mexico and France.
We all know that music can help us with our feelings and give us skills to be creative adults.
So we all say together,
"Don't let the music stop." Let
This year, we are learning to play the recorder. It is a great instrument to help us learn to read music.
Did you know that the fingerings of the recorder are very similar to the flute, saxophone, oboe, and clarinet?
We are playing a soprano recorder, but you can see there are many different size recorders from the soprano to the bass.
The recorder has been around for a very long time and became popular during the Renaissance period and during the 1600s.
We have learned many symbols and terms to help us understand reading music.
We have learned a fingering system that shows us which holes to cover to play the notes of the treble clef.
We learned about the repeat sign. The repeat sign looks like two lines with two dots and it tells us to play the verse again.
The time signature is two numbers. When you see the numbers 4-4, the top number tells you how many beats per measure. The bottom number tells you what kind of note gets the beat.
So in 4/4 time, there are 4 beats per measure and the quarter note gets the beat.
The birthmark in music is like a comma. It tells us when to breathe.
Our song was composed by Ludwig van Beethoven, a very famous composer that went deaf in his early composing career.
It's like trying to drive a car while blind. Can you imagine composing music and not being able to hear it?
Our feature song is Ode to Joy.
Written by Beethoven, it comes from his last symphony, The Night.
The melody was sung by the choir in its symphony, but the notes work well on our recorders.
One of the skills we are working on in our music class is improvisation.
To improvise is to make music as you go. When we talk, we're improvising what to say as you say it. When we improvise in a recorder, we're making up what to play as we play.
Reading a book is just like reading music with printed music. We are playing what someone else has written.
Within a book, we read words that someone else has written.
Improvised music follows a certain form and guideline. Listen now as some of us demonstrate our improvisation from the notes that we have learned on the recorder this year.
We'll work on keeping it singing and creating a musical melody.
Jazz, rap, and Indian classical music include improvisation as part of their form.
As we work on our singing voices, we can gain tonal independence by singing rounds.
This is one of our national standards.
The next song will have all of us singing in a round. See if you can hear the harmony.
All things will perish beneath the sky. Music alone shall live. Music alone shall live. Music alone shall live, never to die. All things will perish beneath the sky. Music will perish beneath the sky shall live. Music alone shall live. Music alone shall live. Music alone shall live, never to die.
Our class feature song we will be performing is Polly Wolly Doodle.
This song is from the Civil War era.
This piece incorporates eighth notes that are played twice as fast as quarter notes.
It counts at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and.
As you can see on the smartboard, there is the first and second ending.
The first ending the first time and the second ending the second time.
The song has a sharp before the note F.
This tells us how to play the note the past time.
We remember that sharps go up, just like sitting on a sharp tack. We would jump up.
You can see the F sharp in the key signature just before the time signature.
The F sharp in the key signature shows us what notes to play sharp or flat throughout the piece of music. There are many famous musicians that improvise as they play.
All of these musicians improvise regularly as they perform.
And they come from all around the world.
German composer Johann Sebastian Bach improvised regularly on the organ.
Austrian composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart often improvised in performance on the harpsichord.
German composer Ludwig van Beethoven improvised on the piano.
Hungarian pianist Franz Liszt was a rock star in the eyes of his audience when he improvised.
Interesting how each of these last few composers all come from the same same part of Europe.
As we look at the map of the United States, there are many cities that claim to be jazz towns.
Louis Armstrong was a famous jazz trumpeter from New Orleans. His friends called him Satchmo. You may have heard him sing What a Wonderful World.
Benny Goodman was born in Chicago and was known as the King of Swing. He improvised with his orchestra, which helped many people dance during World War II.
Charlie Parker is from Kansas City. He's a bebop saxophone soloist.
His nickname was Yardbird. He died at an early age of 34 because he did not take care of himself.
Duke Ellington was a great band leader, composer, and pianist. He would improvise very simple but beautiful melodies. His band was the house band at Harlem Country Club, Harlem, New York for many years.
Count Basie was also a great band leader, composer, and pianist who helped Kansas City become one of the great jazz cities in our country.
New Orleans, Kansas City, New York, and Chicago have all contributed to the development of this original American art form, jazz.
In social studies, we learn the names of the states and capitals and work to find them on the map. This next song was a key to helping us memorize these states and capitals.
Minnesota is the best state of all.
They have delicious clam chowder.
Class feature song When the Saints Go Marching In is a jazz standard that includes many musical elements that we are working on.
This year we are learning about the tie. The tie is a curved line that connects two notes together so it can play the length of the two notes together.
In this piece, we have a whole note which gets 4 beats tied to a half note which gets 2 beats. Added together, they get 6 beats.
This piece is to be played at a
Legos.
You can find the word of Lego right above the time signature.
This means faster marching tempo.
A dotted half note is a note that gets 3 beats, a half note is a note that gets 2 beats, and a dot adds half a note spelling on it, making it 3 beats.
This piece is also played at a forte. Forte in Italian means loud.
The symbol of the forte of the below time signature.
If we wanted a song played softly, we would mark it as piano. Piano means soft. Shh.
This song, When the Saints Go Marching In, can be heard as a funeral march in the streets of the New Orleans.
Improvisation is a big part of the jazz music in New Orleans and a skill we will continue to work on.
As we play our featured song, imagine a funeral procession in New Orleans moving to this song.
In social studies and science, we have worked on our map reading skills.
We can find countries, define hemispheres, longitude, and latitude.
Mexico is a country south of here. It's part of Central America.
They have very beautiful songs and interesting instruments. In cultures throughout the world, they make instruments out of the materials that are easily found.
The conch shell is found in the shallow waters of the Gulf of Mexico.
The point of the shell is cut off and is played like a brass instrument by buzzing the lips.
The conch shell is an example of brass instrument that is not made of brass.
Ergonots are globe-shaped flutes or glober flutes.
They are made from coir animals like spiritual figures.
Finger holes in the oar created to play different notes.
The marimba is heard throughout Central America.
It descends from the Gulf of Ghana in Africa.
Notice how many people can play this instrument, and the resonators below each note are made of wood.
The zamponias are cane flutes where each pipe goes a different note.
De Colores is a folk song from Mexico that tells of the beautiful colors that come out in the springtime.
After our long cold winter, we have never been more ready to see these colors and welcome spring.
The song that our class will play for you on the recorder is Swing Low Sweet Chariot, which is an American spiritual.
At the beginning of the song, you see a sign that gets bigger.
And it is called crescendo, which means to gradually increase to get louder.
After the crescendo in the music, you see a sign that gets smaller. This is called a decrescendo, and it's the sound of the music decreases or shrinks.
If you look above the time signature, you'll see the word andante. This is a tempo marking that tells us to play a walking tempo.
At the end of the song, you will see a sign that looks like a bird's eye. This is called a fermata, and it means to hold the note longer than its value.
As we play our future recorder song, see if you can recognize any of the musical concepts.
Improvisation is a great skill that helps us create compositions. Each of us has created composition on the recorder.
The piece is 8 measures in length. We learned to jot the treble clef sign and notes and rhythms on the staff.
Just as we learned to write sentences in literacy class that expresses our thoughts and feelings, we also learned in music class the beginning steps of writing music expresses our feelings.
Here are some examples of our work.
Music is an influential part of our lives for so many of us.
When we're feeling sad, we can listen or we can use music to help alter the way we feel. When we're feeling sad, we can play or listen to music that helps us feel better.
The skills that we have developed in the music classroom will help us throughout our lives.
Skills for reading music open doors for our music making and improve our skills for reading books.
Singing is fun. It makes us feel good. It also helps develop our brain and improve our reading skills.
Using the skills to improvise and create music will help us as adults in the workforce. We are the future of research and development.
Music has been an important part of the education of so many people.
Many CEOs and inventors have taken art or music lessons as kids.
Business owners and inventors were 8 times more likely to participate in arts and music activities as children, reports a Michigan State researcher.
Albert Einstein, the physicist who won a Nobel Prize, got his creative start playing the piano and violin.
Alexander Graham Bell, who invented the telephone, played the piano.
Thomas Edison, inventor of many things including the light bulb and the photograph, got his creative start playing the piano.
Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon, played the baritone horn.
Our next song feature recorder is Amazing Grace.
The beauty of this song has stood the test of time.
This was composed by John Newton following a close call at sea where he feared for his life.
Our leaders benefited greatly from their creative education.
Thomas Jefferson, who was very musical, was said to always be singing when riding a horse and walking.
He was quoted as saying, "Music is the favorite passion of my soul."
President Nixon was an accomplished pianist.
President Clinton was the first chair saxophone in the Arkansas All-State Band.
We all know how music and dance can bring us together and share as a community.
Our December dance year included many dances from cultures and social settings.
Lisa Lou's a French Canadian folk dance that makes a beautiful image when done correctly.
can purchase a DVD which includes highlights from all of our performances this year, including
Student 4th and 5th grade choir, World Music Ensemble concert, student recital, and each of our grade level programs.
In this program, we have shared information about our music standards. We have also learned that the recorder helps us with our music reading skills.
Learning to improvise and compose gives us skills to express our creativity. We've shared information on the instruments from Mexico.
And we have talked about how music can be part of our entire life. Thank you for coming, and as the song says very well, don't let the music stop.